I just scaled my mom's daycare from zero to $45,000 per month, and she's now expanding to her second location after spending 1 to 2 years working on this first location, even coming from a home daycare, and even before that, working for another daycare. It all started off as just an idea for my mom, and because she has a son that knows how to market, it became a reality for her. And she has a 45 to 50 capacity. She's closing in at that 50 cap capacity and moving on to her second daycare now. And in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 steps that I used, that I identified to immediately help my mom obviously scale and grow her daycare, and the same steps that I use to help other daycare owners get leads every single day and get enrollments to be able to grow their daycares. And maybe you can use some of these strategies to grow your daycare. Um, Number one, the first thing I noticed from my mom was she didn't have any clear website, funnel, direction, a way to get leads, traffic. Um, a lot of daycares, and this could be you for sure, you depend on word of mouth, or maybe you're depending on like random Facebook posts or random Instagram posts. But unfortunately, in the age of marketing where everyone is trying to compete against each other, that doesn't really work. You can't just depend on a flyer that people usually throw away to kind of grow your daycare and facility, especially if it's a business that's important to you. A lot of times, like I ask these facilities and daycares, okay, you're going to be making around, $80,000 per month, or even let's say if it's $10,000 per month on a home daycare, that's 120,000 a year. How much have you allocated for marketing? And they always say none. And there's a few daycares that say around 5 to 10,000, 20,000 for daycare marketing expenses, but this is a big mistake because you're depending on your daycare to grow without putting anything towards it, and you treat it as like a back burner versus the front engine, which is actually the first step that you should be focused on to grow your daycare, which is marketing it and letting people know that you exist. There's only a few ways that you can let people know that you exist. One is free content. Another way is paid ads. You can get affiliates, people who tell others about yourself, about your stuff or your product or your services, or agencies, people who will get the clients for you. If you don't have one of these methods, unfortunately, you're not doing the right traffic sources. There's only a few things that you should be doing every single day to grow your business, especially as a small business. So every single day that you're not getting these enrollments, it's costing you money. So this is the first thing that we did with my mom's daycare, was figured out, okay, how are we going to get you leads? I knew that if we were to post free content, it will work, but not as fast as she needed. She literally felt like she should go out of business, and that's a tough place for anyone to be when you can potentially be making 45,000 a month, but you have rent that's 4,500 a month. That's killing you every single month until you make the 45. And now, of course, everything's changed, and everything's way better, but it's times where you feel like it's not working because you're not doing the right things. So what we did is advertise. She delegated around $1,000 for ad spend, and after delegating that $1,000 for ad spend, I would say after 90 days from that, she had around 20 to 30 kids. She forgot that she was even spending money at the beginning. This is another thing I see a lot of daycares not wanting to spend. They are scared to kind of spend money, or they ask us like, "Oh, I have to pay you and your own and ad services." Well, yeah, correct, because what we do is different than what the market is gonna give you too. Because if you give $100 to the market versus $500, you're gonna get two different results. And depending on how fast you want to grow, it's gonna depend on how much money you should spend. So if you want to grow faster and you have a good equation or a good agency that knows what they're doing, you should spend as much money as you can to get as much kids as you can as fast as possible, because then you can slow your ad spend down. Because remember, every single month that you don't figure out how to get to capacity, you're losing out on those that income and those children that could potentially go to someone else and pay them more to get less. So that's number one, figuring out your traffic and identifying, if you have a good website, how to get people to book tours on demand. Those things really, really matter. The companies that come to us that already have their website built always get way better results than those who don't. Number two, I would say, was fixing the conversion system, because we were getting a lot of leads, but no one was reaching out to them. So she obviously didn't have the time as a director, so we had to put someone on the calls to make sure that someone was reaching out. And then we created an automation system so people can be texted on demand without her being there. What that does is take stress off of you as the director or the manager or the CEO, so you can just focus on the things that matter instead of being stuck on calls and text all day and even missing out on opportunities because you don't get to them in time. So now you have the leads, but you're just not converting. That was the second thing we figured out. And what this does is it speeds up the amount of time that it takes for you to make your sale, because right now you have a time limit between how many people you see and how many people come in for a tour and how many people decide to enroll. And let's say if every 10 people you speak to, you'll get two enrollments. Well, if you talk to 10 people a month, of course you're only going to get two enrollments compared to 10 people a day. Now you're getting two enrollments a day. And if you have a 60 capacity, you'll fill up in a month at this rate. Even if you spent more money, you can change that to 2 weeks. And that's the point. You want to be able to not only get the kids but convert the kids. So we worked on her tours and conversions, working on her actually being there because some of the teachers didn't give the best tours. So that can be throwing the business off. So make sure that you have your teachers on point if you're not doing the tours yourself, because this matters. Make sure you have SOPs that they're following, standard operating procedures. So there is no one way that this teacher does it. There is a one way that this teacher does. There's just one specific way that everyone follows. That is a standard operating procedure. If you feel like you're a daycare that wants to get to 0 to 100K per month in the next 12 months, and you believe that you have a facility that just needs enrollments, or you just need help with marketing in general, or you're trying to delegate the marketing, even if you know how to run Facebook ads, we might be able to help you. So go ahead and click the link down below and check out our school community or book a free call with us. And either way, you'll be able to scale. The last step that we used to scale my mom's daycare was obviously identifying places to make it better now. So this is optimization and building a wait list. So this was helping her with automations. This was updating the videos and the ads, changing things that she didn't like about it, updating the facility itself because now you have more money. So you're redoing the videos with the new facility and the things that you've added to it. Um, there's a lot of things that you can optimize at the end. And of course, building that wait list, she has like 400, 500 parents on a list, which she can reach out to at any time. Someone leaves and she has multiple chances. And then when she opens this next daycare with a bigger age gap, she can reach out to the kids who aged out, who were still on that list. And this is the power of, optimizing and scaling and building a wait list. But if you think that, you can do it on your own, and you don't want the help, use these tips to obviously get you there and you'll be on your way. If you felt like this was helpful at all, just leave a comment down below, leave a like and subscribe. I just created this channel for daycare specifically to help you grow. So if you enjoyed this, remember, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. If you made it this far, I hope you click the link down below and I'll see you in that call.